Man, anyone feeling extra empathetic today? Welcome aboard my Mexican Pirate crew. We are back with another Idubbbz video. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. I wasn't planning to do another Idubbbz video. I was hoping to kind of stray away from it and like make DSP videos, make Wings of the Redemption videos, you know, stuff like that, right? But let's just say we had very intelligent, I use that very sarcastically, people in the last Idubbbz video. And if they keep watching, they're just giving me more views, baby. Oh, I love it. I love rage baiting these absolute morons. All right. And I wanted to clarify something before I begin this video, right? Just because I saw one commenter talking about like Anissa and like people hating Anissa and Gila because, you know, some people are f***ing incels, right? And here's the thing. I don't even remember mentioning Anissa in the last Idubbbz video. I'm sorry. It's just like, how the fuck are you gonna be all like, oh yeah, Intel losers are upset with Anissa? Like, no, dog. We're not upset with Anissa. We're upset with Idubbbz because he should be doing his own critical thinking. He shouldn't be having his wife think for him, you know? Anissa's only a small part of the problem, you know? She's not the whole problem. That is solely on Idubbbz as a person, you know? Like, we shouldn't be... This is me, right? We shouldn't be blaming Anissa solely for Idubbbz switch up or whatever. We should also be blaming Idubbbz himself. I mean, he is the person with his own critical thinking. He is just his own human being, right? So I don't understand why we're trying to blame Anissa for changing him, or even blaming Gila for changing Ethan or whatever. I don't know what the whole Gila thing is. I personally think Gila's a goat. Like, me personally, like, yeah, she does have a past, right? And it's unfortunate that she had to serve in the, you know, in the war because it was mandatory for her, believe it or not. A lot of people a lot of very intelligent people like to completely skim past that part of that she was required to actually serve for Israel, you know? Like, that shit's absolutely baffling to me that people just absolutely skim over that part. But you know what? All of you intelligent people, smash that like button right now and let's show all these haters that they can suck my dick. So, welcome aboard. Today we are once again going to be comparing Idubbbz's old content cop with his new content, you know? And it's just absolutely funny. For this one, we're doing the second episode of the content cop, which is the food review ones. And I'm personally super excited to see this because we are actually going to be talking about Anissa in this one, because her cooking sucks. From what I know, from what I've seen just everywhere, her cooking sucks. And yeah, I just think this would be another fun thing to do, you know, especially to people who are legitimately fans and legitimately have a brain to critically think, you know. So I do hope you guys do enjoy this video.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Content Cop. Last week we looked at Jinx Reload, and even though we made a pretty good case for why his parody interviews are f***ing awful, he's uploaded 2 more since then. There's probably a ton coming down the pipeline as I speak.
For a YouTube video, you should do...
The hard clear.
For the YouTube video, you should do snake chips.
Oh, snake chips.
You season the snake skin, and then you bake it in the oven at a really low heat.
Oh.
And see which snake's chips taste the best.
That's a great idea.
See, I will give Anissa this. I have tried rattlesnake before. As long as you season it just right, oh, it is delicious. But do you see what I mean? Do you see the like parallels between these two? Like, he was talking about way back when, like how Jinx is making more parody interviews, you know, to get that sweet ad revenue, right? And here Ian is getting ideas of eating snake skin. Like, oh, that is the most revolutionary thing to ever happen in any type of content in the world. Like, are you serious, dog? Are you serious right now? Like, I guarantee you I could probably find something similar to that, you know? Eating snake skin. Like, it is not revolutionary. It is not like, I don't know why he's acting like, yeah, how to skin a clean and clean a snake, how snakes shed their skin. Like, bro, like, are you kidding me with this? Are you kidding? It is not a revolutionary idea, you know? People have done this before. Wilderness people have done this before. Wilderness YouTubers have done this before. You know, it is not a revolutionary idea, Idubbbz, or Anissa, both of you. It is not, like, I don't know why you would want to do that for your videos, you know? I don't even know what the sole premise of your videos are anymore, you know? Like, what are they supposed to be doing? What are they supposed to be contributing, you know? I know that my videos probably don't contribute shit, right? A lot of you might be taking a dump while making comments that are way funnier than mine. But, I mean, at the same time, dog, you can't be, you have to be so lobotomized to, like, actually enjoy this type of content, you know? Like, I don't understand the defenders of this absolute lobotomized idiot.
Be the most, like, sustainable practice for animal consumption. I think we should move away from animal consumption in general, but I do like the idea that you could cut off, or you could spook a lizard, and then you could eat its tail, and then it's not dead.
Put lettuce on my burger. I don't fuck with no lettuce. Nah. I don't fuck with no lettuce. Why don't they put pickles on this? You guys know your boy don't play with no pickles. I don't fuck with no pickles. McDonald's, your cheese game good, but you really need to work on your presentation. These kids remind me a lot of me when I was young. You know, I was doing unboxings of pencils and inner tubes. A lot of weird, dumb shit.
Yeah, sorry to say, Ian, but it looks like the future you isn't doing any better. Man, this poor guy really does not understand what his future holds for him, you know? Please don't go to TwitchCon and meet someone named Anissa Joma, please. I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. Because, like I said, this is purely on Ian, you know? We shouldn't be blaming just Anissa for this, you know? Anissa's like, what? A very, very small portion of the problem. But when it comes to, you know, Idubbbz being his own free thinker, having his own opinions, you know it's not having your own opinion. We want to know what's not having your own opinion. When your wife tells you, hey, Ian, you're hungry right now. You are hungry at this very second. Like, okay, so she now is telling Ian when he's hungry because he's a child, or what's going on? And they want to argue, Idubbbz particularly wants to argue that he does it because it's like, have you never had a wife before? But several people who do have wives do concur that their wives don't speak to them like that. That's just absolutely insane to me, you know? And I get it. You have a lot of lobotomized supporters. I get all of you people already typing in the comments being like, oh, Idubbbz just changed. You're just mad at him because he changed his content, because he changed as a person. I don't give a fuck. That's the thing. If he changed as a person, I'd be perfectly fine. We already saw stuff like that happen with Joji, Chad, Max. You know, they changed as people. They completely derived from their old edgy content into, like, better, newer things. You know, Joji has his music, which absolute fire, by the way. And Cold Ones is a very popular podcast show. One that I watch every once in a while, you know? But the fact that Ian didn't even rebrand himself, bro, like, the bare minimum you could have done is rebrand yourself, because Joji doesn't go by Filthy Frank anymore. The Cold Ones, you know, they don't go, well, they do go by Chad and Max, you know, and I think they do still go by their old usernames sometimes, like Max Mofo and Anything for Views, but they also recognize that past, and instead of resenting it, instead of like internalizing it so much, they acknowledge it and they move on. That's what these absolute lobotomites don't understand, is that people like Joji, Chad, Max, they acknowledged their fans, they appreciated their fans, and then they moved on. While Ian held a grudge against his fans and himself and internalized that, and in doing so, he started playing this whole pandering shit. And I'm sorry to say, but you can be a performative male while having a wife. Just saying.
Food review. Today we're gonna eat some S&M peaches. Ooh. You bite the peach bites back. Now I know what a lot of you guys are gonna say. Oh, Idubbbz, not everyone has access to a sewer.
Okay, we're doing a quick pie review. Anissa says she got impatient. Ooh.
Yeah, it really looks like that you enjoyed those peaches off the sewer floor more than you enjoyed your own wife's crab pie, apple pie thing. That's actually kind of funny to me, I'm not gonna lie. Because he was like slurping on those peaches. He was like, you know, grabbing every one of those peaches from the sewer, you know, mind you, from an actual sewer. And then with Anissa's crab apple pie thing, he's kind of just like, yummy, this is delicious, you know, you make the best pie ever, Anissa, thank you so much. She was probably just like, okay, Ian, stop simping over me, I'm gonna go do my photo shoot for OnlyFans now. A lot of Idubbbz lobotomized fans are going to hate me for that joke, but I honestly do not give a fuck. But it's just funny to me how his sentiments have switched up so much, you know? People don't see it, you know? People don't really see how his sentiments have switched up, you know? And he wants to argue that his old content cops were political, but I didn't view him as political at all. I viewed him as a person giving their honest opinion and criticisms to people who deserved those criticisms, you know? Much like I'm doing to Idubbbz right now. I think I even said this in my last Idubbbz video. You know, I am criticizing you like anyone should be criticized. Even I deserve some criticism, you know? I don't know about those very unintelligent comments in the last one, but I definitely deserve the criticism because, you know, sometimes I do make low quality videos. Sometimes I do not put in a lot of work and effort towards these videos, and now, you know what? I should be shunned for it. I should be bullied for it. No. But it's like, I don't understand the people who don't know why people are criticizing Idubbbz, you know? Like, people aren't criticizing him just because, oh, he turned woke, he turned liberal, he turned whatever. You guys do realize that I am a little left-leaning, right? Like, I identify as apolitical, but I'm definitely a lot left-leaning, you know? And the fact that we have performative people like Idubbbz and Hassan, like, aligning with, you know, the left, you know, it's bad. It's bad rep, no matter what, you know? Like, conservatives are way too racist. Liberals are too much of pansies to actually do anything about it. That's my honest opinion about just politics in general, you know? And that's the only time I'm actually going to talk about politics in any of these videos, because I just personally think it's very stupid to bring up political points to, you know, YouTube drama, you know? Because there are big things happening out in the world. I'm not going to pull a Hassan and be like, what about the Palestinians, guys? What about the Palestinians? But there are bigger, like, issues going on than just this YouTube drama. But right now what we're focusing on is this YouTube drama, because there are people who still deserve to be criticized, even with like a lot of atrocities happening out in the world. Because just because there's atrocities happening out in the world too doesn't mean that you are completely like defended from criticism, you know? Like, you still deserve criticism, especially if you say that a terrorist group, you know, is good, is like awesome, is great, you know? And I'm sorry, Idubbbz, but your bull, Anissa's side piece, Hassan, does fully believe in Hamas and, you know, them killing millions of innocent civilians. You know, and I don't understand people like that, you know. Many of innocent people die in Israel. It's not just the people who are in the military. It's not just any of those fucks, you know. It's actual citizens who had nothing to do with the war in the first place. And same with the Palestinians. Innocent Palestinians are dying, and we're doing nothing about it, you know. Again, I'm not going to pull a Hassan and be like, we need to focus on the Palestine and Israel conflict. We can focus on multiple things at once. It's not that hard to do, you know. And I do believe extremists such as Idubbbz and Hassan definitely deserve criticism.
Past or below a certain heat, and at night it switches to the nighttime heat, which is awesome, and it's the best thing ever. And I fixed the humidity in the tank now. I taped it all up, and now it's like perfect. And he's still shedding.
Watching these food reviewers, there's this Asian guy who films his shit on the beach next to dead crabs, and at the end of his videos he throws some food into his dog's mouth every fucking time without fail. That shit is really interesting.
You know what wasn't interesting to Mr. Joma? That whole snake thing that Anissa said. like it's hilarious to me, right? It's hilarious because like you can easily compare, just like by yourself, without watching this video at all. Compare like Idubbbz's current content to his past content cops, and really just see like he is a changed person for the worse. Like here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I am personally happy that he's strayed away from using slurs. He's strayed away from doing this and that. I think I even said this at the beginning of the video. But it's like, people think that I'm mad at him because he's changed as a person. No, you can still change as a person, but you also don't have to be a to your own fans, and it's obvious when Anissa's sharing her like little story, he is just like over it already, he is just like so done and everything. But then we go to his content cop on food reviewers, and he's talking about how this one like Asian dude who does food reviews, and like at the end of all of his videos feed his dog and like film dead crabs at a beach or whatever. That was really interesting to Idubbbz, that was really interesting, as much as interesting as the whole Anissa snake story, and here's the thing, right? I hope people don't get the wrong idea that I'm just bullying Ian just to bully Ian. I was one of his. I would say I was one of his sane fans. If he did have those type of fans that like legitimately just had certain prejudices towards like other people, towards like all this other stuff, then yeah, I would probably say I'm one of his most sane fans, because I don't have those prejudices personally, I don't use slurs, I don't do this or that, and I personally don't think it was like awesome, it was radical, it was like whatever when he was using slurs. I think that old Idubbbz didn't really know the meaning of said slurs, he didn't know the history behind it, he didn't know this and that behind it, which if you are, if you are not black and you are going to use that word, at the bare minimum, know what that word means, know the history behind it, and I'm not saying just go use it or whatever, you're going to get beaten by fucking Tyrone or some shit, right? But understand the history of those slurs, understand the history of like what those words did, how those words oppressed people, and don't go on this like all of a sudden moral high ground being all like I'm better than everyone, all you old fans, you can suck my dick because you guys are racist, homophobic, etc, etc. And see, personally, like that felt personal, right? That felt a little personal to me. I already know I'm not one of these like lunatic old Idubbbz fans, but even I was just like, okay, wow, I was actually a fan of you because you actually had good takes. And as I know he would say, because he is buddies with Hassan, and we all know how Hassan feels about black people's opinions.
Shut the fuck up. Black people care about the border. I don't give a fuck what black people care about.
But as a minority myself, I'm sorry to use that card against Ian, right? I'm super sorry to use that card against Ian. But as a minority myself, understand the history of a slur before you use it, and like it will probably make you not use the slur at all, like there is so much history behind those words, and it's just not right to use them whatsoever. And if he just stopped integrating that within his content cops, but still criticized people to the amount he did back in the, let's say, I'm not gonna say Tanamangu because that one is a very bad example, considering like the whole premise was Tanamangu using the N-word, right? But look back at the not Idubbbz, the your Ice Gum content cop, it didn't have like a whole lot of like racist undertones. Like what? There was a few like racist jokes, I guess you could say, when it came to like the songs or whatever, but in all actuality, it's like he was actually criticizing the person. He wasn't criticizing a whole group of people. He wasn't criticizing whatever, right? He was criticizing one specific person that was doing harm to a community. But I don't know. That's personally how I think. If you guys disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you are a actual lobotomized Idubbbz dick rider, I'm not going to listen to you, however. I'm just like, I'm done interacting with those comments. Those comments have made me lose brain cells, y'all. But And if you agree with me, tell me in the comments as well. If you have some things you agree with, some things you disagree with, tell me in the comments. And if you guys did like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you guys disliked this video, be sure to hit that dislike button. And yeah, with all that being said, if you are new to my channel and enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe with notifications on to never miss a single upload. And until next time, y'all, adios.